Minasan. Konnichiwa. You know I need my glasses on. Konnichiwa. And howdy, hey there, and hello. Rest in peace to Tez. Anyway, I said this on the Countdown City WrestleCast not too long ago. There is a ton of Puroresu Japan wrestling news that we need to get to. And I don't know any other way to kick this thing off except for just jumping right into it. So let's just do that. You know what I'm saying? It has been a crazy time for me lately, so I haven't been able to update. But I have a few people who love checking me out whenever I talk Pro Wrestling Noah and New Japan, and I'm going to be discussing those two and Stardom today, and maybe a little bit of DDT if I can get to it. Other than that, just the for sure the big three in my opinion, which are New Japan, Noah, and Stardom. But there's a ton of news to get to. Let's jump right into it. Okay, I'm filming this literally at midnight. So it is officially December. Wow, I'm off. It is officially February 26th. We are just hours away, and I'm not The Rock. I'm not going to do that. And we're hours away from the matchup that could have just huge implications across the wrestling world, and that's Moxley and Kenta. Excuse me. The New Beginning USA is today. New Japan World, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Central, and I think that's 8 o'clock Pacific. But on the card, let's get to the undercard first. We have the DKC, Kevin Knight, Clark Connors, and TJP taking on Logan and Sterling Regal, ACH, and Brody King. Huge stacked 8-man card there. Big ups to my boy ACH. Proud of you still doing your thing out there, brother. Proud of you. In the second match, we got Ren Narita, the Tokyo Dojo, the Japan Dojo, in Japan, unlike the LA Dojo, which I love the feud between those two, and versus going on against Chris Dickinson, who has just found his home with New Japan, and I'm so happy for him. But the main event, the match we have been waiting for months, is finally happening. The forbidden door has been kicked open. It is time. Jon Moxley, the 8th IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion, defending against Kenta. Many people are arguing Kenta's already the true champion. He's defended the briefcase so many times, but I will, of course, defend Moxley. It's not like It's not like he was running from Kenta. It's not like he wouldn't fight him given the chance. It's just, with COVID, the pandemic, and everything just screwed up a lot of plans. But big ups to both New Japan and AEW for letting that forbidden door open and letting us get a small preview that we had on AEW Dynamite a few weeks ago with these two. But now all bets are off. We are going to get it. It is going to be a hard-hitting fight, I know for a fact, because Kenta doesn't pull punches and neither does Moxley. So I'm super excited. It is time to get this work. And I cannot wait. Shout out to New Japan and AEW for keeping this working relationship going. Who knows how long it'll last? I can't say. I can't, it may not last forever, but I'm going to enjoy it while I can. So I can't wait. This is probably going to be must-see TV, baby. Must-see TV. And we won't even have time to recover from that match, no matter how it ends, because immediately after that, the very next day, Saturday, February 27th, Castle Attack Night 1 from Osaka-jo Hall, one of my favorite buildings that I've never been in. I've got to get to that place someday. I want to go to 3 buildings in Japan. The Tokyo Dome, Osaka-jo Hall, Nippon Budokan. I'm lying, it's 4 buildings. Korakuen Hall. I need to be in those 4 buildings. Even if it's just for a minute, those are the 4 buildings I want to be in. Tokyo Dome, Korakuen Hall, Osaka-jo Hall, Nippon Budokan. I've got to get there. Those are the 4 buildings I need to be in. Okay, Castle Attack, Night 1. Let's go. It is the United Empire of Jeff Cobb, Will Ospreay, and the Great Okan taking on Satoshi Kojima and Hiroshi Tenzan, and the never openweight champion Hiroshi Tanahashi. Of course, this is just a preview for Okan and Tanahashi, which, a lot of this has been all the way through. But, I don't know, man. Okan already proved he couldn't hang with Tanahashi before. I don't know if Tanahashi, when he has a belt on the line, he kicks into a new gear. So we'll see. So we'll see. The United Empire has been pretty strong since their pretty tough losses at the Tokyo Dome. Pretty tough losses they faced, even to the point where they went from just the Empire to the United Empire. I'm wondering if this whole thing will add new members to their stable. We'll see. I'm very interested to see. Next up are two special singles matches that have huge implications for the next night. Yoshihashi versus Tongaloa, and then after that is Hiromu versus Tama Tonga. Now, those of you who know, the very next night, night 2, and we'll get to it, there will be a title IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team title defense with the Guerrillas of Destiny versus Yoshihashi and Hiromu, both of whom are 2/3 of the current never openweight 6-man tag with Tomohiro Ishii. So this is pretty huge. I'm super excited, but I'll talk more about the tag team title match when we get to it for night 2. But next up is a match that I'm lying if I said I was not so looking forward to this. It is the provisional KOPW 2021 trophy, a YTR Toru Yano Texas style strap match, Toru Yano style Texas strap match, with the provisional holder Toru Yano defending against Texas's own Chase Owens. Either you love this or you hate it. There's no in between with any Toru Yano match, and I love it. I do. I'd be lying if I said I didn't love this, and I love Chase Owens. He's legitimately a very nice guy. I've met him before. Toru Yano is someone I want to meet so bad, and for people, everyone someone asks, well, who likes Toru Yano? I'm one of the people who does. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. Next is a match I'm excited for. It is a special singles match. We have Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, versus the Switchblade, Mr. This Is Still His Era, Jay friggin' White. If you're not sold on Jay White by now, I literally don't know what else to tell you. I do not know what else needs to be done to convince you that this man is proving himself to be he's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. You don't have a choice except to acknowledge this. It's gonna happen. Let it go. He's already proven himself. In the main event, we're getting the New Japan Cup rematch. It's Evil versus the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. If you guys know me, you know who I'm rooting for. Okada all the way. But I don't know, man. Bullet Club has a lot of matches tonight. That night. This is like a kind of a make or break time for the whole stable. And, there's still the question of who is the true leader to me. Is it Jay White? Is it Evil? I think these matches will kind of determine that. That's night 1. But, oh boy, night 2. To kick things off, Tenkozy, Satoshi Kojima, and Hiroshi Tenzan going up against the United Empire of Jeff Cobb and Will Ospreay. There's been a lot of bad blood between Tenkozy and United Empire, and I'm anxious to see if it ends here or if it boils over further. I'm hoping it boils over further, but that's just me. That and I love Kojima and Tenzan. They are such great veterans. I love how they were once the young upstarts, and now they're the classic veterans who are the measuring stick. Because even Yuji Nagata was once one of those kinds. He was Nagata part of the 3rd generation, I think, of superstars, and he was considered kind of like the new guy. Now he's just the wise old sage for the entire locker room, and I love that kind of stuff. Next up is again Bullet Club versus Chaos. Toru Yano, Tomohiro Ishii, and Kazuchika Okada versus Chase Owens, Jay White, and Evil. Depending on who won the night before, man, this match could have amazing implications going forward for both factions. Where will they stand when when the dust settles, when all said and done? Who knows? And I can't wait to see it. But I said I was going to talk about this match when we got to it, and the next up, IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. The Guerrillas of Destiny, Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga defending against Chaos, 2/3 of the never openweight 6-man tag belts, Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. I want to see Yoshihashi win this. I want to see Goto win this. These two are, to me, like them and Tomohiro Ishii are the three, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Yoshihashi, you know, is very people's favorite wrestler. You know, I think he's, you know, I think he gets the wrong end of a deal sometimes, really. But he gets in there, does his job. Hiroki Goto should have been world champion at least 3 times by now. Same with Ishii, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I digress. I could do a whole nother video on that. I might someday. But I hope we see a title change here. I've got nothing against the Guerrillas of Destiny. Fantastic tag team. Tama Tonga has been on a tear with this new attitude he's got. I personally want to see Tama Tonga get some singles gold. Honestly, I want to see that. So, you know, we'll see what happens. You know, this will be their second defense. If they lose here, who knows what's going to happen. All the Bullet Club, I think, is just in this very interesting place right now. So we'll see. Next up, Never Openweight Championship match. And for those of you who don't know, the Never Openweight belt is one of my favorite championships in all pro wrestling. Hiromu Takahashi in his first defense against the Great Okan. I don't want to see a title change here. Not yet. I don't know if Great Okan's sold me all the way yet on him. He's a monster. Don't misunderstand me. He is a monster. I don't know if he's ready. We'll see. I'm very interested. We'll see. It's very interesting. The next match coming up for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship has huge title implications, and also carries some sadness with it. Unfortunately, Hiromu Takahashi, as probably everyone watching knows, is out of the match with a shoulder injury, and he'll be out for about 6 months. Get well soon to him and to Anna Jay, who also has a shoulder injury, I believe. So, you know, I hope they just take care of themselves and get well soon. I just hope they get well soon. But going off from that, the match, vacant title. You have Bushi, El Desperado, who just won back the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team belts with Kanemaru from the third man of this match, El Phantasmo, who was the tag champ with Taiji Ishimori. So it's Bushi, El Desperado, and El Phantasmo. I don't know, man. This one's tricky. This one's real tricky. So we'll have to wait and see. I personally want to see Bushi win it, only because I think Bushi's stepped up his game for the past year. I think another unsung hero of the pandemic era was Bushi, and how he was, you know, putting in real work for the company. So yeah, I can't wait for that. The main event for night 2 of Castle Attack, IWGP Intercontinental Belt, Kota Ibushi against Tetsuya Naito, and this match is solely for the Intercontinental Championship. Naito has gone on record saying he is not a fan of the championship unification idea, and to be perfectly honest, so am I. I like the idea of a separate belt. I love the idea of other championships. New Japan has enough talent to where I think the championships are spread out evenly enough. I love the idea of titles. I love the idea of people, you know, earning them and getting them and having them and defending them, losing them. I'm a fan of that kind of thing. So no offense to Kota Ibushi, but I'm 100% pulling for Naito in this match. I'm 100% pulling for a non-unification, for the titles to be separated. And to Naito's credit, he never wanted them to be the same belt anyway. He always wanted to defend them separately, but, you know, pandemic happened, COVID happened, and, you know, we all have to kind of just deal with it. Anyway, sorry, there was a bug. That is New Japan. New Japan Beginning USA, Castle Attack. 3 shows in a jam-packed New Japan weekend. Bruh. You want to talk 3 days of wrestling that could change the entire game. This is it, bruh. And let's move on to Pro Wrestling Noah. As many of you know, and those of you who do not, and if you don't, I'm shocked. There was a title change recently. It was at the Noah destination back to Budokan, again in the New Japan Budokan. I mean, in the Nippon Budokan. Wow, I'm just New Japanned out right now. Nippon Budokan, Tokyo, Japan. There are some other title changes, but the big news was Keiji Muto at age, he is, 58? Yeah, 58 years old, defeated Go Shiozaki for the GHC Heavyweight Championship. This means he is the only, he's one of, who else did this with him? Let me see, because I think it was Takayama and Sasaki. Let me see. I gotta double check this. Yeah, so yeah, 58 years old, and he is one, and so yeah, so only Keiji Muto, Kensuke Sasaki, and Yoshihiro Takayama have won the GHC Heavyweight Championship, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship of All Japan Pro Wrestling. They are the only 3 men in all of pro wrestling who've ever done that. And for Muto to win it at 58 is a huge deal. Now I gotta take a quick time skip because of how my camera's set up. I'm still working on getting new equipment, guys. Just bear with me. So let me do this quick little time skip, and let me explain why I don't think that's a bad idea. 1 second. Okay, and we're back. Oh man, I cannot wait till that's not a problem anymore. If for those of you who've never known that that's the issue, that my camera has like a 20-minute time limit. I always try to be really smooth with my transitions and never talk about it, but I'm done trying to make the videos absolutely perfect. I don't have the equipment or the time to do that. I want to make videos. I want to talk about wrestling, and this is how I do it. The real smooth transitions, all that stuff, I leave that to JC, the Countdown City WrestleCast. By the way, links and everything down in the description for Countdown City WrestleCast, Countdown City Geekcast. Check me out over there. Go subscribe to them. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. All that good stuff. And keep your notifications on for shows every Monday, I believe, and for the Countdown City WrestleCast, we're as often it's usually every week. I can't guarantee the day because our schedules are always crazy. But every week, Countdown City Geekcast, Countdown City WrestleCast. Go subscribe, go check us out. Boom, there's your plug. You're welcome, JC. You're welcome, Steady. Anyway, so back to Muto winning the JC Heavyweight Championship from Go Shiozaki. I know a few friends who have had a problem with this, and honestly, I get their concerns. Muto's older. Muto is he's a long-standing veteran. Much of pro wrestling would not be where it is today had it not been for him. But he's older now, and he's probably if not this year, a year or two away from retiring. In my opinion, this is not a slight on Go Shiozaki, which I've heard people complain about with Go Shiozaki, that this was a slight on his title reign, and I could not disagree more emphatically if I tried. But I don't want you to just take my word for it. I do want you to know that when he had the belt, on this recent run, because Shiozaki has won the belt 4 times before this, he had it for literally the entirety of not the entirety of 2020, but from January 4th 2020 up until February 12th, when he lost it at Destination 2021 to Muto, he had the belt 405 days, 6 successful title defenses. Probably would have been more had it not been for the pandemic. Some of his, some of his greatest moments include the 30-minute stare down. In my opinion, I'm sorry, I loved it. I know some people didn't like it, but I loved it. His 30-minute stare down with Kazuyuki Fujita before they even actually wrestled. But the 30-minute stare down, because like most title matches in Japan, there was an hour-long time limit, and he even defeated Kaito Kiyomiya to win the belt in the first place, who a lot of people have agreed is Pro Wrestling Noah's new rising star. And Kiyomiya has a title shot coming up against Muto very soon. I can't remember the exact day. Let me see. When is that? See if I can find it, because I know that match is coming soon because they had a stare down about it recently. So let me see if I can figure out when that day is. Set to defend it. March 14th. It is set for March 14th. Oh, I didn't know this. Just real quick, Jun Akiyama signed a full-time deal with DDT Pro Wrestling. Okay, so yeah. So what's up, baby? We'll talk some more DDT in a second. Okay, all right, hold on. Anyway. So there's that. But going back to Go Shiozaki and his title reigns, he defeated Akitoshi Saito, Naomichi Marufuji, who has always been the Noah Ace. He wrestled Keno in a title versus title match to a 6-man time limit draw. You know, Keno being the GHC national heavyweight champion. He defeated Katsuhiko Nakajima, his old tag team partner in Axis. He defeated Takeshi Sugiura in a 51-minute match. He had a legendary title reign, 405 days, and the guys he beat is not a minor league list. He beat major league guys, or in the case of Keno, went to an hour time limit draw with one. This wasn't a title reign of no defenses. This was a title reign of solid defenses that, if anyone had ended with him losing, would have been okay as well. Keiji Muto just happened to win this one. It's probably his last one before he rides off into that great wrestling sunset like Jushin Thunder Liger did. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And it's not like he dominated the match or anything. And it's not like Muto did a thing like, no offense to Goldberg, no offense to Brock Lesnar, but, Muto didn't just walk in one day to say, hey, give me a title shot. He'd been wrestling for the past few months for the company, even part of M's alliance with Marufuji. So I don't like the idea of people putting Muto in the same category as guys who don't show up at all for wrestling and then get a title shot. Again, not really a slight on those guys, it's a slight on the booking. The booking is terrible with that. At least Muto, for his age, give him his credit, he was showing up for every show and wrestling. So, hey. I got no problem with him winning. And if some people do, hey, you know what? It's tough, And, not every title reign is going to be one that pleases everybody, But this one's fine. Only other title change that happened recently was at the same show where Sakai Yoshioka won the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship. Who did he beat? Who was the champion last? Daisuke Harada. And I was going to go into the factions and stables of Pro Wrestling Noah, but considering that changes almost on a weekly basis, I wish I was kidding. I'm not going to talk about that right now because the last time I mentioned who was in what faction, I think literally all those have changed. So I'm going to wait and talk about that later on a different video. Maybe I'll do it next month after the factions change again. And I'll discuss who's in what faction later. But I do want to give a shout out while I'm still talking about Noah to Keno, who now officially has the longest reign as GHC National Champion and the most title defenses. As of this recording, he has been champion 203 days with a record 5 successful title defenses. That is one more than Segura did when he first won the belt in the tournament, defeating Michael Elgin to win the belt in the first place. So big ups there. Congratulations to Ken, congratulations to Keiji Muto, and great work there. Okay, so real quick DDT news. I'll discuss this real quick. Jun Akiyama signing a full deal with DDT Pro Wrestling. DDT Pro Wrestling, of course, by the way, pretty much directly aligned with Pro Wrestling Noah and Tokyo Joshi Pro because they are now all owned by Cyber Agent and part of their new system called Cyber Fight. Which is kind of like the New Japan World WWE Network, which I think is great for all three companies. Everyone just getting a little piece of that wrestling pie. Let's all work together and let's all make this bread, is my opinion. So I'm good with that. Also up to Jun Akiyama, I forgot about this, which is what I want to talk about. He won the top prize in DDT, the KOD Openweight Championship, defeating Tetsuya Endo at Kawasaki Strong 2021 on Valentine's Day. So congratulations to Jun Akiyama, still in this wrestling game, still out there doing his thing. if you guys want to hear about more DDT Pro Wrestling news, if you want me to keep you up on what's going on there too, let me know in the comments. I don't as often because I don't think as many people follow DDT like I do, but I do love following them. So if you guys want to know more about DDT, hit me up. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want more DDT wrestling news? If you do, let me know, and I will start posting more stuff about DDT Pro. I mean, I think they're a great company. I think they're loads of fun. So yeah, let's talk. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, and the last piece of business that we were going to talk about is Stardom's one of their biggest shows. I think this is their 10th anniversary show. Let me see. I don't want to be. I think this is it. Oh, and shout outs to Ring of Honor. Their anniversary just passed. I want to do a video about that probably this week. I got a couple other videos to do. One about that and one another kind of in memoriam. We'll discuss that later. We'll just be on the lookout for that video. But let's see. Events. I think this is their anniversary show. Or what they want to be their anniversary show. Anyway. So yeah, okay, so Stardom, what is considered right now the top Joshi promotion in Japan and one of the top ones in the world, is having their big show once again in the Nippon Budokan. I've got to get in that building in the Nippon Budokan. This is going to be a fantastic show. It is called All-Star Dream Cinderella, and that name is just fantastic. If you don't agree, why don't you? You're totally wrong. But let's talk about let's talk about what's going down at this show. Let's talk about the huge matches and the huge implications of what they could mean at this show. First of all, Azim, you know what? Let me do this while I'm looking this up. I want to make sure I have everyone's proper faction in mind, because Stardom's factions, unlike Noah's, are pretty set for the most part, except for I'm still sad about Tokyo Cyber Squad, but I'm sad about that for a lot of reasons, so I'll move on. So, starting with the first listed match that I see so far. Let's see here, where is it? First match that I have listed here is AZM defending the high speed title versus Natsupoi. AZM, which faction does she rep? I think it's Queen's Quest. I almost said Stars. I would have been wrong. I'm glad I waited. AZM of Queen's Quest is going to be defending her high-speed championship against Natsupoi, who is the most recent addition to Donna Del Mondo. Sorry, I still love the group. Even though they're somewhat heelish, I don't care. Yeah. I'm pulling for Natsupoi only because I'm a Donna Del Mondo fanatic. So I'm looking forward to that. The next match that I have listed is the Goddess of Stardom title match, is their tag team titles of Maika and Himeka, again of Donna Del Mondo, defending against Natsuko Tora and Saki Kashima. Ugh, I am failing tonight. And they're both in Oedo Tai, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure I'm saying that right before I shoot off at the mouth. Yeah, they're both in Oedo Tai. Kind of a fluctuating year for Oedo Tai already. Because they had the tag belts just recently with B. Presley and Konami winning them. And then Mike and Himeka just almost out of nowhere, just blasting past them and winning the belts. So I'm very curious to see where they go with this. I'm hoping again Donna Del Mondo retains because, like I said, I'm a Donna Del Mondo fanatic, and I don't hide that fact. Next up is the All-Star Rumble. And you know what? I wasn't gonna list names because I don't want to butcher something. But I'm gonna go ahead and list all the names. I'm not gonna list who's in every single faction, but I am gonna list names first. So in the order I have them on this website. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a lot of these links in the description down below so you guys can check them out. So we got B. Presley, we got Mina Shirakawa, boom, Unagi Sayaka, Starlight Kid, Saya Ida, Gokigen Death, Lady C, who is rapidly becoming a favorite of mine, Jigusa Nagoyo, Kyoko Inoue, Mima Shimoda, Hiroyo Matsumoto, surprising, Emi Sakura, legend, Rin Karakura, Mei Hoshizuki, Yuzuki Aikawa, so sorry guys, Yoko Bito, Miho Wakizawa, Hiromi Miyamura, Yuna Manase, Haruka Kato, Koguma, and Momo Nakanishi. So that is the All-Star Rumble. Seriously, my money is on. I can't even pick. I'm not even gonna do that to myself because I have no idea who I want to win that. It's really for me personally. I would love to see either Mina or Lady C win it, but that's just personal preference. I honestly have no idea who's gonna take that Rumble, none whatsoever. Another match that's signed is kind of a big deal. It's Momo Watanabe, who's just been a Stardom mainstay for I don't even know how long anymore for Queen's Quest, and Nani Takahashi. She's been in the wrestling game a good while, and she's won championships all over the world, first ever World of Stardom champion, and so yeah, this will be just like a good match of just like long-standing veterans. So I'm looking forward to that. The SWA Undisputed World Women's Championship. Sayuri, again of Donna Del Mondo, versus Konami of Oedo Tai. I am still heartbroken over Konami's betrayal of Tokyo Cyber Squad. Again, I do understand. But last year was a rough year. I'm not over it yet. So I'm pulling for Sayuri to win and retain the belt. I said what I said. 10th anniversary match. And this is just... I'm still shocked that this is happening. It's Mayu Iwatani versus Yoshihiko. I'm coming up to my limit again. Let me pause the video. Start it right back up. Go back, Jack, and do this again, and let me tell you why the Yoshihiko thing is surprising to me. Give me 1 second. And we're back. Okay, this video's turning into a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So, yeah, Mayu Iwatani and Yoshihiko. First of all, Mayu Iwatani just, oh goodness, that she's so fantastic and amazing. Yoshihiko, for a lot of wrestling fans, it's beyond shocking to see her back in Stardom. For people who don't know, and they mentioned this on the website that I'm gonna link for you guys. In 2015, there was a match between Yoshihiko and Yasukawa, and Yoshihiko got pretty brutal with her in that match, and to the point where I think Act actually had to retire from wrestling because it turned into more of a shoot fight. I think. Let me see. Oh no, she didn't retire until later that year. Just but and she became like a manager for Oedo Tai for a while. But no, yeah, Yoshihiko, she just really just like legitimately hit her, and it was seen as a pretty damning thing. She was actually released from Stardom for the longest time. her coming back is actually a real surprise to a lot of people. A lot of fans are actually not happy with the decision. They are actually quite upset with Stardom for bringing her back. I don't know how Act herself feels about this. I haven't heard anything, but I'm interested to see what happens now. I'm interested to see where this happens. This is the same with Hiromu Takahashi, because I think she looked around the same time. So I'm really curious to see what the implications of this will be. What happens going forward after this show, after the biggest show that they could have on one of the biggest stages, one of the biggest buildings in Japan as far as wrestling goes. What's going to happen after that? What's next? I don't know, but man, am I interested. I'm glued to the screen for this one. What I'm pretty sure might be the semi-main event, which is amazing considering it's their World Championship with the World of Stardom Championship. Utami Hayashishida versus former still tag team partner Saya Kamitani. I think they're both still in Queen's Quest, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think they both are. Yeah, they're both still in Queen's Quest. So, this is one of the cases where, probably good friends, better enemies. But, we'll see. We'll see, because they were solid in the tag team division. But Utami's star, I think, was constantly on the rise. Do I see her losing here? Not really. But I have been wrong before. And honestly, Saya's good. She's really good. I think this is just Utami's time to shine. But we'll see. We're going to see what happens, and I'm very, very, very interested in what happens next. But and what many are considering, or almost positive, might be the main event, which I'm pretty sure will be as well. The Wonder of Stardom Championship, held by Julia for how long has she had this belt now? Because I know everyone else has lost their titles or titles changed hands. I think she's the longest reigning champion right now, still in Stardom. Well, okay, her and AZM, they won their belts the same day. Last year at the Cinderella Summer in Tokyo event. Julia's been champion for 214 days with 5 successful title defenses under her belt. And it is Julia, the champion, defending against Tam Nakano, hair versus hair. We got here some kind of way, people. I don't know either. But we got here some kind of way. It is coming down to the wire now. We have seen the vicious side of Julia before. We're gonna see it again. We saw it a little bit because she ripped on Starlight Kid's mask in a recent match. So we're very, very in some dangerous territory here. We've seen the vicious side of Julia. Tam Nakano has her vicious side too. She may seem like just the cutesy cosmic angel, which she is. She's also dangerous. She's also extremely dangerous. And in this post rest in peace Hana Kimura world, and in a trying to crawl our way back from a pandemic world, we see these two just fighting warriors, just trying to duke it out for supremacy. So I'm extremely excited for all this. I'm extremely looking forward to what's going to happen on March 3rd. Stardom. I need to try to figure out a way to get Stardom World, man, because that's just a good deal of wrestling, man. But that was my Puroresu update. You guys in the comments, let me know if you liked this. I know I've done just updates for Puroresu Noah here in the past, but I felt like there was too much to not talk about that I had to get to all of it today. But what do you guys want to see? Do you want me to keep doing this? Do you want me maybe make it a monthly thing where I just talk about all Japan news? Do you want to maybe make it a bi-weekly thing? Like every 2 weeks, we talk about all the Japanese wrestling news and just make it one long video instead of spurts throughout. You guys let me know. Links to everything down in the comments. My book is still available. My fan fiction writing is still up. I'm still active on my social medias with the pictures and everything like that. I am still doing things with the Countdown City WrestleCast. Every now and again I pop up on the Countdown City Geekcast, which I hope to do again someday. Lots of fun there. Great discussions about nerd things with the WrestleCast. Great talks about wrestling. I love that we keep it 100 with each other, that we can talk about it and not, always just be angry. We talk about what bugs us, but we praise what we love about it. So you guys, I'm still around. I'm still doing things. It's just been, last year was a hard year for me, but I want to thank all of you. Every last one of you who stuck with me when I disappear for a while, and I get comments on old videos saying, hey, where'd you go? Are you okay? People hit me up on social media asking, hey man, are you all right? And they send me messages on my social media, on my Twitter and everything. I want to thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate it. You guys are great, fantastic. I love you, and I will see all of you soon. Hit me up in those comments. Let me know what you want to see more from me in the future, and I will see you guys in the future. Minasan, sayonara. Peace.